My name is Mike Tramber. I'm the current Vice President of Operations at Miracles in Sight. As one of the largest eye banks in the country, we know firsthand how important it is to help those in need through eye, organ, and tissue donation. Our mission is to preserve, restore, and enhance sight through transplant research and education. We know this is a difficult and sometimes challenging decision, and the outcome is for people that you may never meet. But we'd like to introduce you to Miki and her grandmother and hear the impact on how eye donation has helped one of our employees and her grandmother.
Hi, my name is Miki Powell. I'm in professional development at Miracles in Sight. I've been with the organization for a little over 14 years. And this is a story of my grandmother, Dorothy Burnett. Who is Grandma? I'm gonna try to say this without crying. But my grandmother, she is the matriarch of our family. She is all things wonderful. She's a recipe of patience, of kindness, of love. She takes care of everyone, and she does it effortlessly. I've never seen a day go by that she doesn't have a smile on her face. And I am thankful for her because she is the reason that I am the woman that I am today. She taught me to love, and she taught me to love with no limits.
My vision was getting blurry, and I went to get a check to see what was going on, and then when I went, my pressure was very high. I was devastated because the first thing came in my mind was losing my sight. And losing my sight, I would lose my independence because I like to go, I like to text, I like to do my own thing. And I know if I wasn't able to see, that I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, when she told me, I was shocked. I was a little taken back. You know, my grandmother doesn't complain. She just goes with the flow. You can always depend on her. She's always there. So when they said that the pressure was really high in her eyes and diagnosed her with glaucoma, I'm like, wait a minute, Grandma, you've been having trouble, all this time and you haven't said anything? But that just speaks to the person, that she is.
Never, because I've always been in good health. I've never had any problems with my health, and I never thought anything like this would happen to me. They told me I would have to have surgery. So I had one surgery, and that did not work. The pressure was still high. So I got the second opinion, and when I got my second opinion on it, he checked my pressure, and the pressure was still high. He said I need another surgery, and that's when he told me that he would do the tissue in there. I would have lost my sight if I hadn't got the surgery done and the transplant. And I would like to spend time with my children, with my grandchildren, and I wouldn't be able to do anything for them if I had lost my sight.
So the day that I went with my grandmother to her appointment to see her surgeon, and he talked about the surgery, he said that she would be receiving donated tissue. And of course, my ears perked up. I'm like, wait a minute, what? And just the unique way that they were going to use the tissue to wrap it around the stent to release the pressure in her eyes. And immediately, I was like, wait a minute, this is it. Like, you're using this from where? Where do you get your tissue from, may I ask? It's Miracles in Sight. Like, I work for them. I was super excited. I knew that she was in good hands with that. And just to think, Miracles in Sight, such a wonderful organization to work for. They're actually my family. Everyone here is so passionate. We all have the same or support the same mission, which is to restore sight, to give sight, And for me to be a part of that on an everyday basis makes me sleep well at night. To know that I am making a difference in this world, that I am actually helping people.
There's a lot of reasons in our community to mistrust the medical system. From the experimental and forced surgeries on black women in the 1800s, to the radioactive experiments that were performed on Filipino and black men into the 1900s, to Tuskegee, which ended in 1974. While I don't remember it, I was 2. And these stories, these histories are alive and well in our communities. This is a foundation as to why many of us do not trust the medical system. But a lot's changed. The laws surrounding donation are very strong and work to prevent any type of bias, regardless of race, gender, and socioeconomic status. The benefit to helping someone that you may never know can be tremendous. Your loved one may leave a legacy. Your loved one will live on potentially in someone else. As a child, I had an uncle who was given more than a decade more life because he received a liver transplant. I've met countless people who have benefited from eye donation and have been able to see a sunrise, been able to spend more time with their family and their children, and simply go to work and smell the flowers. You've met Miki and her grandmother, and this is just one example of the many thousands of benefits that the decision to say yes to donation can make. I encourage you to speak to your pastors and your preachers, your worship leaders, to understand your faith's stance on donation. It's a personal decision. Pray. Ask God for direction. Visit Donate Life North Carolina to register or to obtain more information, or come to miraclesinsight.org and ask those questions. Thank you for the consideration and for listening to me today.
I know that making a decision to be a donor is not an easy decision, especially if you've never given it any thought before. But know that if or when you decide to make that decision, you're helping someone just like Grandma, that you're answering a prayer, that you are helping someone to continue to live life.